I want to make a video now talking about the subject of food stamps. Yes, I know I've made a number of videos before on the subject, but I feel the need to talk about it again. You know why? I feel the need to talk about it because I notice there are a number of people in this country who self-righteously advocate for the government to abolish and completely get rid of things like food stamps and other government assistance programs for poor people. And I just can't help but wonder what reasoning is behind that when they do this, when they advocate for this. And I'm sure there probably varies a number of reasons, but I think the number one reason is because these people are very spoiled and naive. They are very spoiled and naive from living their whole lives, basically their whole life, in a country like America or in a first world country in general. Because they haven't had to witness and experience what it's like to live in a society where people are truly desperate for basic things like food. These self-righteous conservative people are very naive to how dangerous and demented people can become if they feel they have absolutely no options when it comes to getting basic resources like food. Let me tell you something. Let me give an example. The practice of cannibalism came about in certain societies due to people not having any other resources for food. What do you think will happen to the people in this country who do have the needed resources? The wealthy people who do have the money and the resources you need to live well in this country. Do you have any idea how big of targets they will become for the poor, desperate people who the government stops helping? And then y'all want to say, oh, why can't these people just get a job? Once again, spoiled and naive. I think this current economy proves that there isn't always going to be a job out there for absolutely everyone who needs one. And I think these employers have proven that they're not just going to hire anybody who needs a job. The people with the power to give jobs in this country are becoming absolutely more pickier and stuck up as the years go by, which is why it's becoming harder to get a job these days. Now just picture this scenario. A bunch of poor people who need basic resources like food can't get jobs and the government won't help them. What do you think they're going to turn into? What things do you think they're going to resort to in order to get what they feel they need? That's right, they're going to be coming after your ass because you have the resources. So when you think about it, the wealthy people or well-off people in this country should be grateful to the government for doing what it does to take care of the poor people in this country so the poor people don't go after them for what they have. You think you're being robbed by the government when it takes like $50 out of your paycheck to put towards taxes and food stamps? You don't know what being robbed for what you have is like. Go to certain parts of South America and see what it's like when the poor people think you have money. Certain parts of Africa. You don't know what it's truly like when people who have money are targeted for what they have. You better thank God that's all that happens to you in this country, is that some taxes are taken out of your paycheck. So stop being so damn spoiled and naive, and be grateful the government does what it can to give the poor people in this country what they need, so those same poor people won't come after your ass for what you have. Think about it.